Hi everyone, today we're going to have a look at some programming in BASIC. Now unfortunately, because some people are not in school, we can't use the same programming language that we normally would, so we've got to go for something just slightly different. I've sent everyone a link and it's on the website. This one, Super Basic V2, and this is a version of a programming language called Small Basic. You can actually download this so that you can just use it on your computer at home. It's made by Microsoft, but we're going to use the online version today. So when you first get to the website, we're all going to click New and then click OK, so that it just gives us a blank screen there. So there's a few commands that we need to work with to start with, and we're going to start off by just getting our background and our pen colours for drawing. So we're going to start off there with a capital G, and then it will give a list of commands that might start with that, so we can then just click graphics window. Then we want a dot, full stop, and we want background colour equals speech mark. So note that the speech mark is the double speech mark above the 2, and then you put in your colour. Now the colour, it's not worried about case, it just won't let you put spaces in. So let's pick black for that one. Make sure you go to the end of the line and then press enter. Now for people who are on an iPad, for some reason the default speech mark is not the one that this program wants. So I've recorded a short video of me doing that on the iPad, so I'm going to play that now, and then after that then everybody should be able to use those speech marks. We don't need them very much, so I'll play the video right now. Now that we've got our new program, we're going to first of all click inside the box there, and that will bring up our keypad. So to begin with, we need a capital letter, so you're going to press the shift, which is the one there, that gives us our capitals, and then we're going to start off with capital G. Now back up at the top, this then gives us some options, so we're going to click on graphics window. Back down here on the keyboard, we're going to just put a dot, full stop. That gives us some more options here, so we're going to go then to background colour. Back down here on our keyboard, now we need the equals, so just below shift we've got the 1, 2, 3. Let's click on that, and there's our equals. So now at the top we've got graphics window dot background colour equals. Now we need a speech mark, but the one that the iPad tends to use is not the correct one. So over here towards the right of your keypad, we've got there, look, the normal speech mark. We're going to hold that key down and you get these different options, and then we're going to go up to that one in the middle there, look. Okay, so it's a speech mark that's not leaning to left or right. So now back up here, we've got our graphics window equal background colour dot. Now we can enter our background colour. So on our keypad we need to press the ABC to get back to our colours, and then up here, it doesn't matter about case on this one, I'm just going to type in black. Don't forget then to go to the end of the line before you press enter, ready for the next one. So at that stage, I know we've not done much, but pause the video, everybody just get that line into your program. That way we know that people on different devices can all go through to the next stage. Once everyone's managed to get that first line in, let's get now our foreground colour. So we're going to put in, start with G, and then we can just go to graphics window. You can use your keyboard to move down to that dot, and we want P for pen, so we're going to pick pen colour equals, and let's use yellow for this one. Make sure you go to the end of the line so that we don't knock the speech mark down to the next line down there. So we're going to start off by drawing a square. I'll show you this now. Because we haven't worked in this type of basic before, we're going to just go over some of the basic programming that we've already covered. So this graph paper is representing the screen for graphics in Small Basic. So we've got our 0, 0 at the top left, and then here we've got 500, 500. What we're going to do to begin with is draw a square. Now, Small Basic works by drawing lines between two different points. So we give it a start point and an end point. So what we're going to do on our first program, we're going to tell it to draw from 100, 100 down to 100, 500. So we're going to cross out 100, 100, 100, 500. Then we're going to draw from 100, 500 over to 500, 500. So we're always going across first and then down. So X and then Y. Then we're going to tell it to draw from 500, 500 to 500, 100. Then we're going to tell it to draw from 500, 100 to 100, 100. So back on here then, we need our first line. So we're going to use graphics window dot draw line, and then we've got our 4 coordinates. So our coordinates are at 100, 100 to start, and then we're going to move down to 100, 500. So we're not going to move down, we're going to draw down to 100, 500. So let's just run that program. Okay, so we've got our vertical line there. So what you can do now, you can type it on again, or we could copy that line, get to the end of there, press enter, and paste it in there. So we know the beginning of this, it's easier if it's the end of the last one. And then this time we're going to go over to 500, 500. Let's try that again. So we've got our lines here. Now let's paste in again. So we want to start off with where we just were at 500, 500. And this time then we're going to draw up to 500, 100. Let's put our final line on. So we're starting where we ended at 500, 100. So I've always got these the same. And now we're going back to the beginning at 100, 100. So let's go up there and press run. And we've got our square on the screen. So at this point then, you've got 2 tasks. First task is to get all of this program in. Your second task then is I want you to change that colour to cyan, run the program, and then take a screen print of your screen. So if you're on a PC, then press print screen. If you can't do that, then you can take a photograph with your phone. If you're on an iPad, you can take a picture of the screen by holding in the home button at the bottom and the button on top. So if you press those 2 together, you'll get a click and it will save that into your photos. So if I just change that back again to yellow. So what I want is a picture of that, or a picture of the entire screen, but yours needs to be in cyan. So do that. If you're pressing print screen, you need to actually put the picture somewhere. So I would say open up your email, start a new email, and paste the picture in there, and then just leave that window so that you can add to it later. So pause the video, go and do that now, and then come back. Once you've got the picture of your cyan square, we're ready to move on to the next part. So we're going to delete lines 4, 5 and 6. We're going to keep line 3 because we can alter it for our next program. So our next program, we're going to draw an isosceles triangle. I'll keep the colours the same for now, and I'll show you the coordinates here. You might want to write these coordinates down so that you can use them on your program. But we're going to start off at 100, 500, and we're going to draw to 300, 100. Then we're going to draw from 300, 100 down to 500, 500, and then we're going to draw from 500, 500 to 100, 500. So if you've got that, we're going to start off then by our first line going from 100, 500 up to 300, 100. So 100, 500 is our starting point, and we're going to 300, 100. So let's just check that. Okay, so we've got our first line. So now, using the coordinates that you've written down, I need you now to finish that isosceles triangle, take a screen print of it, paste the screen print into your email, or if you're taking a picture with your phone, take the photograph of it, check that that photograph's okay before you move on. So at this point, pause the video, add the next 2 lines to your program, and take a picture of your final graphic there. Our third program, we're going to use, instead of using a single colour, we're going to let the computer pick random colours for us. So we're going to remove the speech marks and cyan on the end of there, and we're going to put in a new command. So we're saying our graphics window pen colour is now going to be graphics window dot, and then you put in G, because we're going to put get random colour, and we can just leave the brackets as they are there. So let's run that program. So you can see it's quite a dark colour there. Let's run it again, and we've got another colour, and we run it again, and we've got another colour. So we're just getting random colours each time. So if we put that command every time we're going to draw a line, then we're going to get lines that are different colours each time we run them. So for the last program, we're going to draw a right angle triangle. So we're going to go from 100, 100 to 500, 100. We're going to go from 100, 100 to 100, 500. And then we're going to go from 100, 500 up to 500, 100. And this will be in our randomly coloured lines. So our final shape is a right angle triangle here. So we're going to, you can start wherever you like actually, but I'm going to start at 100, 100 and go down to 100, 500. So 100, 100, drawing to 100, 500. So let's just try that out. So we've got our line going in there. So what I need to do now is highlight both of those lines and paste them in. We don't need to touch that one, but we do need to change the coordinates for this one. Once we've got those correct, we can highlight 2 lines again. We can paste them in. So what we want to end up with is our right angle triangle, but the 3 lines will be in random colours, so that every time we run that, we end up with 3 different colours from those lines. So what you need to do now is complete your program for that right angled triangle in random colours. Take a screen print of it or take a photograph of it, and then this is our final program. So what I need you to do with those then is make sure you've got 3 pictures or screen prints in your email and send that to me as your completed work.